Shalom and good day all. This is Tehillim29 or T29 back again for another indie comic reviews. And in this indie comic reviews, I'll be covering issue 4 of volume 2 of Joy Operations by Brian Michael Bendis and Stephen Byrne. And last but not least, Kosher Mafia, issue 2. I'll now get things organized for the first one that will be reviewed. So starting off with first things first, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to something that is happening inside with the story? Sure enough it does, to which we have, of course, the character of Joy Corrigan and many of her members connected to the Jonondo Trust, working on doing something against the Jonondo Trust, without trying to give away too many spoilers, to which I give the cover a 7.5 out of 10. Now it's time to move into the area of the internal art and also what is happening story-wise with the characters. So as we move towards the beginning of the story, we return to the Sharona Trust, to which we also have the members of the Corrigan family caught up again with some of the events that are happening there. As we start to jump towards the middle of the story, we catch up once again with Joy Corrigan and, of course, the many members that make up the Jonondo Trust. And we learn that there's about to be a bit of a mutiny of sorts that will take place on the Jonondo Trust, care of Hampton and Joy's influence. And last but not least, towards the end, to which we learn that this is the end of this particular story and volume. For the internal art, I give it a 7.5 out of 10. Next is the area of the story. First things first, did we get anything comic book reference wise in relation to, say, maybe in relation to this particular run or the previous run? The answer is no, we didn't. Next is the area of time. It's a real bummer that time wasn't included in this. I think it would have actually helped the story a little bit more. Next is the locations that take place in the story. So we end up going to places like the Peachtree Trust. We return to the Jonondo Trust, where everything started, and of course the Sharona Trust. The key cast of characters are Joy Corrigan plus her family. We also meet some other members such as Madame Hubal, Donato, and last but not least, the key character of Hampton. For the overall story rating of this, I give it a 7 out of 10. Now it's time to move into Kosher Mafia issue 2. So, as we move into Kosher Mafia issue 2, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to something that is happening inside with the story? In some essence it does, to which it does involve some blood being spilled. To which I give it a 7.5 out of 10. Next is the area of the internal art, as we have a look around the beginning, middle, and of course the end, and also what's happening story-wise with the characters. So as we start to move into the beginning, we return to the area of Cleveland, Ohio, to which we have Mr. Gold and a couple of other members that are out together. And whilst we're in this story, this is taking place in the year of 1936, which is really nice. That to see that how the writer of this story is taking, or letting the audience know when it's happening and what's occurring. And we see that there's a bit of a Nazi rally happening. And yes, that's right, it's happening in the story. So hence why I chose what I chose for the thumbnail. So we move into around the middle of the story, to which after they've taken out one of, I guess, the Nazi recruits that are in the US. They end up moving into the area of Little Italy, and there is some stuff that also goes down there. And last but not least, towards the end, to which we get to see some of the things that happened a little bit earlier in the area of Little Italy, care of Kosher Nostra, or the Kosher Mafia. So for the internal art, I give a 7.5 out of 10, as I feel that the art done and the way they've used the art to sort of like address the times, they've done a really good job with. Next is the area of the story. So, of course, the area of the story does cover 3 areas: time, location, and cast. The time being the year 1936, and we also have minutes earlier, not later, being used. Next, we have the location. Of course, we have in Cleveland, Ohio. We also have a Kosher Nostra safe house and Little Italy being visited. Some of the cast of characters, or some of the cast named, we have Kessler, Howard, and Ephraim. For the overall story rating, I give it an 8 out of 10. Until then, let's keep it colourful and have yourself an awesome day.